It was like.
Oh my God.
Do you feel like you're at SeaWorld? Do you feel like
flashback?
Do you feel like your childhood dreams are coming together?
When I was like 4 years old and like I want to be like them, you know? Yeah.
This is incredible. This is a first, a live demonstration.
Do you say this on your like slates? You know, like when they like, fun fact, tell me about yourself. And you're like,
that was not in my notes, by the way. And I would have felt so upset if we like went this whole interview and at the end you just casually dropped, well, I do make balloon animals and I do magic and I do perform as Tinkerbell sometimes. Yeah, I would have been so upset. So upset.
That's fair, yeah.
Wow.
But luckily it came out. So
I'm really happy that it did. This is incredible. This is
wow.
So yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, I mean you're going like muscle memory.
You literally are like.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just want a funnel cake now. Ooh, like I feel like I'm like in that, you know, like when you're at the fair. Like that's what I'm feeling at this very moment.
Face paint.
My gosh. If you tell me you have face paint in your car, I'm going to lose it.
I can't with face paint. I do face paint gigs, but I hate them.
Why do you hate them?
I'm just not as artistic. Like this is like a building thing and something about like art on faces. I don't know.
Do you have a scientific or like an engineering brain? I feel like the more I'm learning about you, I feel like you're interested in like the mechanics of how things work and how things are put together.
Yes.
But it's funny because you're also a creative.
Yes.
So you share a little bit of both worlds.
Yeah. The building, the logical stuff, like there's a spot for that in the creative. It's very helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh, this is insane.
It's little. Yeah.
It's so little.
Alrighty, so there is our kitty.
Oh my God.
With his little cat ears.
Oh my God.
It's so cute.
I'll send you a photo with my little cat.
Love this. We're going to have to take pictures at the end.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Where did you learn how to do this?
So I started doing it. My first ever children's party was 10 years ago, 2016.
Oh my gosh, the 10-year anniversary.
Yes. So it was just like, you know, when I first learned it, it was just like, you know, the swords or whatever, the easy stuff. And then I really liked it. And then it's just YouTube from there.
Okay.
It's just so many different things you can do.
I don't know why I pictured you like picking up a book at like a book fair at like 8. And you're like, this is what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to make balloon animals. This is my purpose and my calling. So what's the easiest one to do and what's the hardest one to do?
The dog is very easy and cute. Like you have a high, like the ratio to like it's easy but like still looks adorable. So the dog is really great. And the hardest is probably like the mermaid is more.
Mermaid?
Yeah, the mermaid is more challenging. Takes several balloons. Anything once you start to get into like multiple balloons, then it becomes like
okay.
Is there one you're aiming towards? Like you're like, I want to make this.
I love watching like people who make balloon dresses and stuff like that.
Wait, what? I didn't even know that was a thing.
I've never attempted it yet. It's such a huge undertaking, but yes, you can like make balloon dresses and like balloon outfits.
Red carpet?
Yes.
Yeah.
If it was like appropriate to fit, because
Yeah.
otherwise it could also be.
Or it pops.
You could have a nip slip very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah. But it honestly might be worth it. Might be worth it.
And even if it pops, it's like what I say at kids' parties. When it pops, I say like make a wish because I talk about like how magic is in everything. So we're compressing the magic into this balloon. When it pops, it's free. It's listening. Make a wish.
I like that.
Could you imagine if you're on a red carpet and the balloon pops and there's a nip slip and you're like, make a wish!
Everyone's like, what? Everyone context.
Yeah, like there's going to be flashes everywhere. You know, it's going to just be like, oh my God, like all these shooting stars at one time. That's incredible. And I feel like, you know, it could be a thing. I mean, I hope not for you, but it could be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, if there's worse.
There are worse things. There are worse things that could happen.
And being known for Make-A-Wish, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
if I see you on TMZ in like a few months, I'm going to be like, listen, she did it. She did the thing.
And then make a wish from where you're at.
Yeah.
for Casara.
Like I'm thinking of Casara right now.
Exactly.
And Casara, it is very nice to have you on the Dammit, Danii podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a guest.
Thank you for having me.
And Hannah,
Yes.
thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, this is great.
We did no formal introduction. And you know what? That's okay.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Hannah a little bit, and I know you run the Situations podcast.
Yes.
And he's very profesh. He like sends you some like outline questions.
Yes.
You know, not here. This is full chaos. You know, we bring out the balloon animals. We just do the thing. We're living in the moment. And that's good. You know, we got to live authentically. So I apologize. This is just going to
Not
be,
at all.
it's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And
We're vibing it out.
We are.
Yeah.
We are vibing it out. I also want to touch on, I have a note written down here for you, Casara, that you've once been called the white Richard Pryor of Burbank.
Yes.
By the Whitney Cummings, who I am a huge fan of.
Yes.
So I just need to know the background story of that, please.
So I was a stand-up host at Flappers once a week, like one of those daily like hosts that's always at their performances.
Yeah.
And so I was doing that. Whitney Cummings came in, so she was right after my stand-up performance. And this was where the 10 minutes I was working on at that time, it was a lot of stuff about like training to be a mermaid.
Stop.
Which goes hand in hand with the kids party stuff.
Okay.
I was training to be a mermaid, absent father, like all this stuff is like all this material. Whitney Cummings comes on and she goes, "What the fuck did I just listen to? Like a fatherless mermaid?
Yeah.
What?" And then I have the video, like I have the audio recording of it, like because I was audio recording, and as she was talking about me, I was like, I'm not gonna stop recording this yet.
No.
She goes, I just listened to the white Richard Pryor of Burbank. Like, that's how she said it. I asked her immediately after, I was like, "Can I hug you?" And she goes, "No."
She's like, no.
So it was very fun, very like huge, you know. I'll share the audio recording happily. It's just a very exciting thing to hear.
I feel like you should program it to like your hatch or your like alarm clock, or like, you know,
voicemail.
Like right before you go to sleep, you just hear like the white Richard Pryor of Burbank, and then you can just ease on into your sleep. I feel like that needs to work for you. I would be doing that. I'd be listening to it nonstop. That would be the highlight of my life. I'd be like, you know what? If I get hit by a car, it's fine now. Everything's good. So, okay. So I feel like there's just a lot to unpack here. Like we've got, because we were talking about magicians. That's really where this first started. And then the balloon animals. And I'm like, please go get the balloon animals.
Yes.
Which I am going to request one. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I do
What
need
do you want?
one. Oh my God. I don't know.
Teddy bear, dog, something else.
I want a teddy bear.
Okay.
I was going to
blue?
say dog, but like the teddy bear sounds so cute.
What color?
Pink, please.
Pink.
We got to stay on brand with the podcast.
That's fair. That's good.
Oh, it is pink.
It is.
Your slate.
I mean, you know, there's not a lot of pink here. You know, maybe I can get Will to, you know, bend on a little bit of pink in the studio.
Nails. I see it's styled.
You know,
it's really
we gotta stay with the brand.
Exactly.
But okay, so sorry, balloon animals.
Yes.
And then you're training to be a mermaid.
Yes.
Or they're acrobatics. Have you thought of that?
I've always wanted to. That's like a dream I had as like a kid.
Yeah.
Like that's like my kid dream. I'm probably further away from that. But
Okay. What's your adult dream?
My adult dream would be to like, you know, like that career that Britt Marling had for like a solid second. Like she was like show running. Britt Marling was in Wolf of Wall Street, and then she had the OA on Netflix, and she was like show running, starring in it. You know, all of that. Like I'd like her career for just a little bit.
Okay.
Just that.
Okay.
That's my adult dream.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Hannah, what's your adult
Nice.
dream?
Woo. My childhood dream when I was little,
Yes.
I wanted to be, I know now there's a lot of stuff like Blackfish and that stuff that came out, but I wanted to be like a SeaWorld dolphin trainer. Like if I could just swim with dolphins
Yes.
and orcas and manta ray. I really like manta rays, you know. That was my dream. And then I was like, oh, it's hard. Or like, oh, I can't, you know.
Yeah.
Also my mom, she's like, you can't. And so
Mom's like, no.
Yes. And then I guess as an adult now, I have been volunteering a lot in different capacities.
Okay.
And really loving that. And so I have this joke right now with one of my friends where I'm like, I think I'd be a really good rich person. Like just be able to like work part-time or pro bono, you know, and then also just like volunteer and like be where I am. in terms of acting, I would love to be like a Issa Rae or like a Quinta Brunson.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
where like they're kind of like writing things that are so funny but also so real. And I mean, I don't know how to do all that they do, but I think that I would really love to figure out what that looks like and like in a community that they've kind of really grown.
Yeah.
But I really admire that they like stuck to it. You know, I think the whole Issa Rae, and this is just from what I read, is that a lot of people like offered to buy her stuff.
Yeah.
But she was like, no, like I want to wait on it. And I feel like that's hard in the industry, you know, and for her to like stick to it and to kind of wait on when that was, but not wait in this passive way. I don't know. There's a lot. And yeah.
Well, it's like being patient, right? Like I think it's hard when you're creating and you want to share your work with the world. We were talking about that a little bit too. And it's like, if you have the opportunity to sell, it's like, you know, you probably one, want to try to make some profit, but two, like you want to share what you're creating. Yeah. So it would be hard to say no.
Yeah. I saw this interview with Quinta Brunson and she was saying how a lot of people are like, oh yeah, like, do you feel lucky? And she's like, lucky? I worked hard for this. I feel like this is like well won, you know? And, and she comes off very like just honest, you know? Like it's not this like weird like humble brag or anything like that, but I like that. I'm like, oh, I feel like that's the mantra of so many of us, right? Trying to do the things we're passionate about, but also trying to pay our bills and live life.
Right. There's got to be a balance of things for sure. But it's like people don't see what's behind the scenes. Like you're not seeing, you know, the day-to-day stuff that like as an actress, you know, you're prepping, you're auditioning, you're doing all these things, you know, and also probably trying to maintain, you know, a job so that you can pay your bills. Right. And, you know, you're hustling. You're doing all the things. You are.
Your bear is ready.
Stop.
The little nose. Wait, they're little too, which is nice. You know, usually at fairs they're humongous, and so it's like, where does it go?
I like the little ones.
Yeah, it could like go in a pocket.
Yeah,
this is so cute. I hope that this stays inflated forever. I really do.
You will slowly deflate. Probably like 2 weeks.
That's not bad.
Deflate.
That's so sad. That's so unfortunate.
Make a wish.
I know. I gotta make a wish on my bear. Listen, you gotta bring me some good luck, sir. We're gonna put you right here, right by my wine. That seems appropriate.
Also, I haven't done it in a while, but I used to do a really good dolphin impression.
Whoa! Can you maybe bring it out of the archives for us today?
Okay, it was like.
Oh my God.
Do you feel like you're at SeaWorld? Do you feel like
flashback?
Do you feel like your childhood dreams are
like
coming
4
together?
Years old and like I want to be like them, you know? That's amazing.
Do you feel like you could communicate if you were out in the sea?
I would definitely try.
I think you should
try.
try.
That was my first thought. I was like, I wonder what you said.
I know.
And I don't speak dolphins. I don't know.
They're smart
don't
though.
either.
Dolphins
They
are smart.
are. They are.
They can be kind of deadly though too, can't they? Like, aren't they like? Or am I
When
thinking
they're
of it?
protective.
Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
I do think there was something. And back when we were all like, oh my gosh, dolphins are so, you know, and
Lisa Frank.
Yes, Lisa Frank.
Yes.
I think it was like a great white. Like there was like one and it was like attacking and like I'm digressing so much, but but there was like a pod of bottlenose dolphins that attacked it very strategically and it died and I don't know if they ate it or not, but anyways, it was this like, oh, dolphins know their stuff.
Yeah.
But
they
it was
have
protective.
good boundaries.
Yes.
And we all should.
Yeah.
We should all aim to be like a dolphin.
Ooh.
I love that. I appreciate that. Even the kangaroos that like kind of loom in the water, you know, when they're feeling a little attacky, like that's a boundary setting.
Yeah.
That's don't come into this lake.
Yes.
Yeah,
You come into this lake, you might get punched.
Yes.
You know? And I feel, you know, you can feel like that a lot in life where you're just like, maybe don't. Maybe keep a distance.
Yeah.
I think that can absolutely be a boundary for sure. Speaking of boundaries, I find so fascinating about you that you were a psychotherapist.
Yes.
Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, I still am. Yeah.
You are?
Yes, that's my part-time.
This is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And so what led you to that? Like, because I feel like that's such an interesting pairing too of acting and also being in therapy.
Yeah. I actually get that question a lot. And I wish there was this like origin story I could say.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was all by accident.
Okay. That's all right.
And so I think growing up, I just happened to be like the counseling friend. And so I do remember like in 3rd grade, I told my mom, we're like an immigrant family. I was like, I think I'm going to be a counselor. She straight up was like, we have so much shit in our own family. You're going to go out and listen to others. She was like, no, like you will kill yourself if you know, like she was like being serious. And I was like, okay, you're right. Life goes on. I wanted to do acting actually after high school, and my amazing immigrant mom was like, hell no, like I didn't come from Korea for you to be a freaking actress.
All the dreams. She's like, no SeaWorld, no acting.
Yes. And to be fair, it's generational and cultural, but yeah, and so I couldn't afford it on my own. I mean, we couldn't. And so I went to college, and I ended up just being an English major and religious studies major, which has no real career. So you go to grad school. Yeah, and then I finished, and I was like, I don't know, but I came out of school just knowing more people and just being more curious about people, being like, whoa, people are just so interesting and different and unique. Not that I like all of them, but I am in awe or curious about so many people. Yeah. And so then I don't know how like LMFT kind of landed, but I just started. Yeah. And even with that, I think my mom I think after COVID, when a lot of people got laid off, and she was like, oh, a computer can't do your job. And I was like, no. She was like, okay. At least it's like a stable, you know.
True. Very true.
And a lot of like her generation, different people were saying that too. And so that kind of helped. Yeah. But even to this day, I think there's a little bit of like why would you want to sit there and hear people that are struggling so much? And I do think that's kind of one of the like misconceptions of therapy. Right. You know, it's like that all I'm doing there is just like nodding while people are like dumping. But I think a lot of it is really like securing safety and doing these meaningful moments and seeing growth, even if it's nonlinear. You know? Right. Yeah. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And some people don't have an outlet or, you know, just an unbiased third party to listen. Yeah. And I think that's like one of the things that I've personally liked about therapy is you have somebody that's like not in your orbit constantly that you can share things with and talk things through. And for me, like I feel like therapy is like a tool. Like, you know, therapy is helping you kind of navigate all these crazy wild things because life is wild. Yeah. And, you know, it's not linear and everything, you know, can just change in a moment. Like your life can just completely change. Yeah. So it's definitely, I mean, you are doing a great thing by providing that outlet for people.
Yeah. And sometimes I like to pitch it exactly as you said of like, a therapist is such a third party person, so you actually get to practice all the things that in your normal dynamics would be hard to, because if you do, you risk that person misunderstanding or you like know them, so you don't want to hurt them. Like, but with a therapist, you could practice and figure out like what language does work for me, what boundaries do feel good, and the hope is that we're also offering our repair moments. And so there are definitely moments where I miss the mark, and I'll come back to my client and be like, "That was weird. That was me." And my client will be like, "Oh no, it's fine," because they're so nice. And I'll be like, "No, like this is a real moment for where I get to be honest as well and like own my error. And you get to, like you need to experience that repair on my end as well, you know?" And so I think that can be really healing and hopefully allow that to permeate throughout all of relationships.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you're working on a part or you're researching a role, do you feel like having that background helps you understand that character?
Yeah, I think if there's one thing, because I mean, there's so many layers to that. Yeah. I'll say by doing therapy, I've learned a lot to like have the posture of curiosity. Yeah. And so with every client, even like continuous clients, when they come in with different things, I'm always wanting to be in that posture. And so never in this place of like, oh, why would you, or like, how could, you know, and it's more like, oh, why? Like, that's so interesting, or I didn't expect that. Tell me more. And I think that posture, and I really think that's a practice that therapists should be doing. Yeah. Yeah. And if they're not, you got to maybe get out, you know? But I do think that has helped me a lot as an actress. So then with different roles, even if the character I might not like so much, or I'm like, oh, this character is so hard, I think being that in that posture of curiosity helps me explore them more. Yeah. And to like sit in that and not feel like I have to make it be a certain thing. It's like, I could just follow where that curiosity takes me, and that will lead me to at least portraying that character the way that I can. Right. And then hopefully I book it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, type of a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like too, like you're not passing judgment. That's what I took away from that too. Like you're not passing judgment on somebody as you're like listening and absorbing what they're saying. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about like why you're feeling that way. And I think it's a good way to approach a character, trying to like, you know, pull back those layers and really understand like what the portrayal is. So I gotta ask, and you act as well, correct?
Yes.
What's the craziest audition you guys have done? Like what's an audition that you did? You're just like, what the fuck am I doing?
I have one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
If it helps. Yeah. We talked about this of like, oh, how do we not fall into politeness where we both
this.
like, but I was starting out. It was a commercial audition, so I guess a little different. But I miss the era of like Olivia Rodrigo, so I don't really listen to her.
Okay.
That unless I go to karaoke with certain friends that love her, then I'm like busting out whatever.
I feel too old for it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some of her songs, I'm like, I get it. Like it's catchy. It's just it hits different. Hillary Duff, you know. Yep. But in the audition, the first one was Boys to Men. It was like singing this song, just this snippet. And I was like, easy.
Yeah.
Did it, got a call back, and it was for Olivia Rodrigo, the rapping part of this one song. I don't even remember. So in my head, I was like, it's gonna go the same as the first. So I just memorized the rap. So I go into the callback and it's all over Zoom, and they're like, you know what? That was good. Let's do it one more time, but we're going to do the whole song.
No.
I don't know the song, and I don't have any of the lyrics up. And I was just like, so I literally was like, it was so bad. And I didn't hear anything back, so I didn't book it. But it was one of those where I was like, whoa, I wish a little shattered from that. Yeah,
I feel like that would just like you just instantly get hot. You know, just like that. Oh shit. Like but you know, you didn't know you needed the whole song.
I didn't. And it's like the Zoom era, you know, I'm still now, so it's like everyone's just like stoic, and you just see me like, you know, because I'm starting to, I need a stim, you know, because I start to get nervous. I'm like, it's like all the stuff. And yeah, it was very memorable. So now I learn all the songs.
If only you had that footage. I feel like that would have been like a really good TikTok, you know, if anything. It'd be a good clip to have for you.
It's buried.
All right, let's hear it.
I had an audition that asked me to masturbate in the audition, so that's different.
Like legitimately?
They said I had a choice. They said, you know, you could do
that was nice.
You could mime it. You could actually masturbate if you want. It's up to you. We've seen it all. So that was probably my weirdest experience. But
you really casually dropped that.
Yeah.
You were just really like, you know, they gave me the option, and I was like, well, I don't know.
No, you know, this is 2011. 2011 was when I had the audition.
That's a long time ago as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Were you like 10?
Yeah.
Like
really?
No.
I mean, obviously it'd be a crime if you were, but like that would. I think I'm kind of speechless, to be honest with you, because like I feel like if they're like, oh, make the noise or like act like it, like that's one thing, but to like leave an open ended, like you could actually do it if you really wanted to, like if you feel it in your heart today that today is the day to like masturbate on camera, like you do it.
I mean, I did not.
I assumed you probably didn't, or you would have been like, you know, I decided to go for it that day.
Yeah, no, I just mimed it. I'll say there was something about like how ridiculous it was that was one of the first memories I have of like not being super like. Most of the auditions, I'd be like super tense and super just like, and so like nothing would really happen that felt honest or vulnerable, and it would just be like, and I wasn't booking much. And then that audition, I actually did get called back for, and I think it was just like so crazy that I was like, you know, there was like a switch went off in that moment that I was like, oh, I could actually like let go and just like see what happens and not judge myself, because I don't think I'd even masturbated like alone at that point.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was a few years later that I like started on that. But like at that point, like that was like the first time to have an experience like that. So it was so much in imagination and so much in like, I don't know what's going on, that
I mean, what do you have to lose?
What do you have to lose? You
know?
And when you start seeing the world like that, you tend to like be a little bit more like open, and people respond to it. So yeah, I got a call back for it. And then decided to go in a totally different direction and like took a hiatus from acting after that.
You know, I think that's fair. I think that's understandable. Now, was that in person?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that, I don't know what would be worse. I don't know if it'd be worse to like do it on Zoom, because like Zoom I feel like is just kind of awkward in a sense anyway, because like you just have these like little screens of people like you were saying, and they're just very stoic and they might have their mic off, versus like I'm assuming like when I picture an audition, and I don't know because I've never been on one, but I'm just picturing a table of people sitting and they're just like masturbate.
And also recording.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
on
there's
their
a
little
camera. Yeah.
And they're like, oh, do you consent? As they're like, you know, clicking this on.
Yeah.
So that's wild. that takes the cake. You know, I think that's, you know.
It was a unique experience. I mean, look, like I was just in a play that also called for like mime sex. So it's like a very like just being kind of like comfortable and open has kind of become a theme for me.
Okay.
So it's interesting to go back to that memory and be like, huh, yeah. And there was something that's just like when you're just kind of more open and vulnerable and sharing. I mean, that's what you kind of do in stand-up too. You take your most embarrassing everything and then you just like, so it's like something that feels personal and intimate. So
stand-up's very vulnerable.
Yes.
It's very vulnerable because most likely you are pulling experiences from your life and you are laying it out there to be like, this is my life and this is how fucked up it is.
Yes.
And, you know, we're doing it for the art of your laughter.
Yes.
And I think it's hard, like, when you are, like, being vulnerable and you're, you know, for me, like, as I felt it on stage and you're, like, telling jokes and then you're not getting the receptiveness that maybe you're hoping for or the feedback that you're hoping for. And that's a very tough thing. And I feel like, too, probably with age, there probably has been some confidence over time.
Yes. The age and also like learning to give less fucks or like not give a fuck as much, you know, like just like more and more. And I think too, especially with like in stand up, like embracing the bomb is a lot of like taking the silence and being like, really? I thought you guys would be into that. Or like, you know, just like reacting to that in the moment. Like,
it's like being real with it.
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
Instead of just like, uh-oh, and then feeling lost.
Yeah. I had this acting teacher that Alex Billings, she said to me once that who you actually are is always going to be more interesting than who you think you are.
Ooh,
and
I like
love
that. Yeah.
I love that so much, and I think that applies to so many things, and it definitely applies to stand up, because I think in stand up it's a lot of like oh, I would never say this thing out loud, but here 60 people laugh at it, like, you know, like it's a lot of that.
Yeah, like here you go, we're just going to talk about the most intimate things. I think it's very easy in stand-up also, especially when you're first starting, to idolize somebody and be like, oh, I really want to be like this person. So you almost don't have your voice, you're like almost like mimicking what you think people want. And I do think over time you're like, oh no, like they do want to just hear authentically who I am and who my experiences are.
Yeah, when I hear that quote, I think of like it like breaks perhaps my struggle or the anxiety of people's perception, because it's like, oh, like I actually don't really care about who I think I should be, but I think I care a lot about what I think people want in the audition room or this or what kind of read. But yeah, that quote just like brings you to like, oh, but if I'm just me, then if I book it, cool. If I don't, I probably wasn't a good fit. Yeah.
And then you can kind of embrace the highs and the lows a little bit easier, because they all just kind of go together. Like they're out of your control. And I think with age you start to see that more. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's much nicer to see the world that way.
It is, because I feel like it would be a struggle, like especially with like auditioning and trying to book things, like not to take it personally.
Yes.
Because when you are like being yourself and it's like, oh, like I wasn't picked for this. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, and this is just me on the outside looking in, like that would be a struggle to not take it personally.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing to kind of work through to pursue acting. And for me, it was, at least. Like, for me, it was a huge thing to be like, oh, I can't take this personally. It's kind of insane to think that, like, people should look at my face. Like, and it's okay to accept that that's an insane thing. And just be like, you know what? If they want to look at my face, great. And if they don't, fuck off. Like, and try to embrace more rather than like, no, please, it's me. Like, you know.
Yeah. I saw this little clip also of, I think it was Robert De Niro, might be wrong, but he kind of was saying about the audition process. Oh, that's one of my adult dreams. I don't want to audition. So I'd love to be like I'd love to be like a C list actress.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, because I do like my privacy. But
Yeah.
I'd love showrunners to know me. They'd be like, oh, Hannah was really good in Scrubs or in Shrinking. Just dropping it here, And so like we should write a role for her and then become offer only. But then I want people to be like, is that girl from Ted Lasso? I don't know. And then they don't know. And I think that'd be a really good mix for me. Most actors though, when I tell them, they're like, dream bigger. I'm like, okay.
They're like, put the bar up a little bit.
I'm like, no, I like the balance of that a lot.
Honestly, though, like, how, because this is how I feel. Okay, I love a Hallmark movie. I'm saying it. I love them. And I love the fact, like, when you're watching them, you're like, oh, like, I saw her in this movie and then in this. And it's like, who these people are, but they aren't so famous. But, like, people that are really into that, like, genre really know these like actors. So I don't know, like for me, I'm always thinking like that's kind of a sweet world to live in, because you could probably still have your privacy and live your life, but you could also fulfill your dream and act and do the things. I don't know if in the acting world like they're like, oh, like Hallmark's me, but like I don't know where that bar lies.
I mean, I would not turn down a Hallmark role, but I'm not watching Hallmark movies personally.
That's fair.
I'm just not as into them. I like the sci-fi.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard you drop OA. That's like a good one.
OA. It was like a big sci-fi, like interdimensional. Let's get into ghosts. Let's get into like.
Ooh, okay.
You're
talking my language.
Yes. The play I just did was about demons. Like.
Oh, what play was that?
It was called Erotica Diabolica.
Ooh, okay.
So, and it was from the playwright Josefina Lopez. So she's most known for Real Women Have Curves.
Okay.
So so that was it was like a workshop presentation. Like she was just kind of putting it on its feet. She was taking feedback from the audience. Still, she was keeping it
that's
pretty,
cool.
So it ran for 1 week, every day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then that was it.
What an experience!
Yeah,
like being part of that.
Yes, it was absolutely.
And she was actively taking feedback.
Yes,
on
from the
each
audience.
day.
Each day, which was very unique to watch and
that would
listen to. Because different reactions and different like people thinking different things about it. The days when the people like really like liked it or responded to something, it was like, oh, you could just feel everyone loved it. And then there were days where they were just like, I don't like that. And it was like, well, okay.
Well, kick rocks. But I still think it's like a good like balance, because like not everybody's gonna love the same things, and everybody does have different opinions and objectives, and they see the world differently. So it is good to have like a balance of that. I'm bummed I didn't know this was a thing. Like, is there any chance it's coming back?
Yeah, let's advocate for it.
Okay.
I'll tell her.
We need to put that in the universe, please, because I need to see it.
Yes.
So like if it's just me like in the audience, like I hope that's
me,
okay.
and
Yes, Hannah and I will be there. We will be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. And we might need new ones.
I'm gonna bring my little bear because I'm gonna hope that he's still inflated.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna have popcorn, and it's gonna be the best.
Love popcorn.
Oh my gosh, you can't watch a movie without it.
No. The audience, they got masks and wine. So wine and masks were like provided for the performance. So that was because it wasn't in the round. It was like in a warehouse, and it was in the round. So it was very like small. And I think the masks were just so that you didn't feel as, like right across from you was another audience member. So you could just feel a little bit more anonymous as an audience member.
Is that for the feedback portion so that you feel more comfortable to share the feedback?
It's an interesting idea, but I don't know. I think we didn't talk about it like that. We talked about it from like the performance standpoint, that oftentimes the performance would come right up to you. So having that mask gave you a little bit of a barrier.
Okay. It's like a safety thing for audience. Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice.
All right. I went to my first play ever. Well, not ever, but probably since like I was in elementary school. Like it had been a long time, but I'm like, now I live in LA. I can go see plays. Yeah. And it just like unlocked this like appreciation for live theater that I just did not have.
What play did you see?
The Circle.
What theater?
It was on Fairfax. It was a school.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm still learning the areas. So like I was not prepared to but it was good. It was very, very good. And when we were reading the reviews, there was a little bit of like a mixed review, but I really enjoyed it. I will say that at intermission, I thought the show was over, and I was like getting up. And I'm like, all right, guys, like, let's go. And my
show.
friend's like, we've still got the whole thing to go. Sit
They're
back down.
Danii, that was a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that was
over.
I was like, that was a good ending. And she's like, no, we're still, sit down.
Yeah.
There's more.
Yep.
I'm actually going to one after this for
Ooh.
Sean Situation.
Stop.
He's in a play right now.
Is he?
I also don't know what theater,
You'll
but I'm
Okay, I don't
going.
feel so bad.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go after because it's in Santa Monica. It's near here.
Oh, that's
that's
incredible.
synchronicity.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
Yeah,
you're going to
I'll
have
let
to
you
let
know.
me know how it is.
I will.
And I'm sure he's going to do great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cool. I just have such an appreciation now for that. Okay, so we talked about auditions,
Yes.
acting. So as you're navigating this year, like what's on the horizon for both of you this year? What are you excited to do this year? Because we're still at the beginning.
Yes.
Who wants to go first?
Well, I'm trying to get more into creating my own stuff, producing my own stuff. I really feel so. I went to film school. I was a psychology major as well, which is not of the same level as you, but you know, a little bit. I know a little bit of it. But so I was a film and psychology major, and I just feel like I do have the skill sets to like produce, create something, create more content, and I just like holding myself back from just doing it, maybe because it's like, oh, I don't want to do it if I can't be amazing. But I think it's like, for me, this is the year of like, just do it. Stop. Just do it.
It's easier to say that. Like, and I think it sounds so easy to like just do it, but it is. It's hard to get like past that barrier of like, oh, like I have this vision in my mind and I want it to be this certain way. And I struggle with that a lot. Like, I think right now I'm struggling with like posting more on social media of like more just stuff that's just me and not just the podcast. And it's hard because you're just like, I think you get in your mind too much, or at least I do. I feel that I sit in my mind and I'm like, I want it to be this certain way. So I feel that. I definitely understand and I hear that. So that would be, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to see what you're going to produce this year.
Thank you. I think another thing in my head a lot is like with everything going on in the world, like being really maybe even a little hypercritical of like, is this something that should be out in the world? Like, am I helping the world with this? So I think about that a lot. I have like tons of ideas that are like written out, and then I'm like, I could, but then do we need more of this type of story? Like, these are the kinds of questions that stops me. So then it's like figuring out, okay, well, I don't know, at what point do you even know, right?
Right.
Until
Like, how do you know if it's going to contribute or, you know, in what way? That's an interesting take as you're like working on something like so personal to you, that like, how is that going to impact anyone that absorbs it or sees it or listens to it?
Yeah. I have this feature that is like, I've been thinking about producing it, and I'm not sure because it's about a girl that gets trafficked, and it's just like in the midst of like the literal like, you know, trafficking thing happening. I'm like, wait, how would this even, hold on, maybe a different idea. Like, this is like the kinds of things that I worry about. So.
But it could be a powerful thing and it could bring more attention to what's happening.
It could.
So it could be a very positive thing to share it.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the kinds of things I got to figure out and sort through. And
Yeah.
like, yeah. And the thing, I want to think about like, what are the messages we're putting out there? Because I think that is something we, like, as artists, like, we have to recognize it's not just about being seen. It's also about like, what are you saying? Like, what do you have to say?
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And I think it's like thoughtful. And I think when I
is.
hear you say that, sometimes my hope is that the process is still fun. You know, I think that is what I am hoping for. I feel like 2025 for me was like anger, me like reacquainting myself. I've always struggled with anger.
Yeah.
Just like what, like I think part of it is cultural, part of it is like just being a woman and like all of these layers to it and generational. But yeah, I think 2025 I was just like in my villain era. Yeah. I'm not on TikTok anymore, but when I was, I saw this thing about like empaths in their villain era. And it was so cool. It's all these people that are like, oh, I'm gonna start saying no. It's like very basic boundaries. But it's
you're
like,
a villain.
we're villains. Yeah. And I was like, this is wild that like, you know, and then other people that don't perhaps resonate so much, they're like, villain, that's horrible. And I'm like, no, not for empaths. It's different, you know? And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's a real thing.
Yeah. And I know, again, with so much content out there, empath itself is there are like different takes on it. So I just caveat that. But yes, I think that there was just a lot of navigating of what's happening in the world. I was helping out a lot just like on the ground during like raids and like really trying to figure stuff out. Meanwhile, still trying to help even like my family and just different contexts. There were different just things, even like churches where like things are blowing up. And I was like, man, like not that none of this was happening prior to 2025, but it just seems like 2025 like burst at the seams, you know? And then it also was like, what content am I putting out? Am I going to try to like stay in like the Hollywood lane just in hopes that I make it that way? Or do I kind of, if I care about this, or if I want to like reshare this or post this, can I? Even knowing that that might potentially squash that like linear Hollywood dream kind of a thing. And so, I think towards the end of 2025, I was like, I want to like have more fun again. You know, I feel like there was like a rage that I felt both personally, but also like as like a witness and as like a community person. I wanted to hold and grieve together. And I think with 2026, there's still bits of that, but also more room for joy and like grief. I mean, joy and fun. And like allowing that to be part of the process a lot more intentionally versus I feel last year was a little bit more sporadically. But earlier this year too, this year has been wild already. I shared with Casara a little bit, my cat got really sick.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And then different family members have been like just passing since the end of last year.
I'm sorry.
So it's like, thanks. But it's just like nuts. It's like, whoa. Like I'm like holding on to like, yes, this is going to be stuff. And then also it just, life happens. And so how do we roll with those parts? And so yes, my hope is to, that was long-winded, but I guess what's on the horizon is I'm trying to write more and I'm trying to figure out what that process looks like and being more bold. Of course, for me, like safety is always big. And so like what feels safe and doable and then give no fucks.
I love
stay
that.
safe, be bold. That's like, that should go on a t-shirt. Stay safe, be bold.
Be safe, be bold. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Just fuck it. Just do
kick
it.
Rocks. That could be the the censored version.
Oh, yes, that will be our PG version, and then we will have like a fuck it version. I feel like it could be a good T-shirt.
I love that.
I feel like this could be a good slogan.
Because that's an important part. Even in my initial story with the sexual play and the sexual audition, it's like you have to in order to be free, you still have to be safe. You still have to honor your own boundaries. And I do feel like in that audition, obviously I mimed it. That was great, so I felt safe. In the play, like everyone, we were constantly being like communicative with each other about like, are you comfortable with this? Is this comfortable? Whatever. And it was a lot more insinuation than anything else, but still very sexy. But like like you just stay safe. You stay safe so that you can be bold.
Right.
Exactly.
They go together.
I agree.
And it's important to check in, especially when you are on a playing field like that, and you have to be very mindful of everybody's thoughts and feelings, and those can change.
Yes.
Every day you could feel a little different or something just may not feel as comfortable. And especially in a setting like that, like you do constantly have to communicate. Something interesting that you said that I want to ask about is I feel like now in this world where like social media is so prevalent and it is now our personal and our professional lives all in one. How has that affected each of you? Because you are like on similar but different paths.
I think it is hard.
Yes, it is.
I actually came back to social media, I think, because of Christian Allen.
Yep.
Yeah. Him being like, hey, like, do you want to go to these events? But I think being on social media would be really helpful. But prior to that, I think I was just off for like 6 months. And I was like, I love this. I think that's where I really learned, like, I love connecting and I don't mind sharing. So I've always thought of myself as really open and public, but I learned during those 6 months, like I actually really love my privacy. I love it. And I do think part of it is just from life experiences where sometimes, you post something somewhere and a friend is like, oh, like, how come you didn't tell me you were going on a trip? And I'm like, whoa, So it's a lot of like shedding of like, oh, people perhaps like their own stuff kind of coming into yes. Anyways, I digress. But yes, so I think being on social media, it being personal and professional is such a funky line. And I think I think I'm still towing it and figuring out what it is. But I do think the core like foundation pieces I know is like, is it authentic? Am I proud of it? And like, Yeah. And does it feel, again, safe? I think those are the things. And if they kind of knock all of those, then I'll try it.
Yeah.
If it feels bad, I'm like, oh, I think I can always pull it back as well.
Right.
Right. And so knowing that perfection is not the goal, trying to figure it out perfectly is not my goal, but just towing it and figuring out where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I wish I can copy and paste that.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think I really do. I think I fuse them. Like, I think they're like very like, and maybe it's just because doing something like stand-up or writing or being vulnerable, it feels so personal already. So they just kind of naturally fuse together. Like talking about, different things I'm trying to get through or whatever. It feels like I'm sharing personal stuff so constantly on a professional basis that I don't even know how to.
You probably lose the line at some point. Like, it's like they kind of blur together for you.
Yes.
So
I think they do.
I feel like definitely like it would be very hard to kind of like find that line. And kind of going off of what you said too, like protecting your privacy, like it was probably nice to just keep some things to yourself. Yeah. Like as like you were maybe going on a trip or something was happening in your life, like you weren't putting it on display constantly. And I think we kind of lose some of that. Like everybody just like knows like we're too accessible, I think sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a different experience too when you watch something for like, I'm gonna post this versus like I just gonna be here and be present with it and like have an experience that's human and like in this moment. Like those are two totally different mindsets. And I think for me, social media is inherently professional. Yeah. Because I think that's it. If I'm being personal, like I'm not recording it. I'm just like talking to you, being present, like enjoying it, and then it's like it never happened, but it did. It happened for me, but like no one knows it ever happened. Like that's where the line is drawn. So I don't know. I have friends that use social media personally. I have a best friend of mine is not local to LA, and she just posted that she was in Disneyland, and I'm low key like super pissed off that she didn't tell me she was here. Yeah, but it's like stuff like that. I have not told her yet. Like what the fuck? But I'm announcing it here. So I can forward this to her.
Disneyland. Like I would set one of my friends on fire in the nicest way possible if they were that close to me, especially because like I'm from PA. Like if you've traveled across the country and you didn't tell me you were here, like girl,
what are you doing?
Yes, like what's happening? Where was my invite?
And I have a Disney pass.
Oh, that's even worse.
This is the first time I'm sharing this.
Listen, thank you for sharing that here in this medium with us, because I would also be upset. I don't want to miss a chance to go to Disney. No. I don't want to miss a chance. So please, if you're going to come visit, which like my couple friends are bringing their kids in June, and they called me. They're like, we're doing this. And I said, I'm ready. The ears are ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to go. I'm picking the outfit out in my mind. Yeah. But I'm so sorry. That is so rude.
Tell them you know a balloon twister.
My God. Do you want to come to Disney with us?
Yeah.
So that we can just have like a little balloon fun. Yes. Hannah was saying that she might have like a party that, you might be a good fit for. Really, we're trying to wheel and deal for you.
Yeah, I love it.
We are doing the things. This is a first on the podcast. We have never had a balloon animal on the podcast. And I love this so much.
I also want to learn. I'm like,
that
sounds fun. Glitter? Are you kidding me?
You could teach classes.
I love that. I have thought of that. And I do have, sometimes the gigs with the kids, I'll have kids that are like, I want to learn, teach me. And those are really fun.
That's incredible.
So I think the idea of teaching kids, it would be really, I would love that. But yeah, I haven't figured that out yet.
Just from talking to you for the short amount of time, I just feel like you would do so well with children. Aww. Like, I just feel like you have such a sparkly and bubbly and just, just that demeanor. Like, you just have that calm but like fun demeanor.
Yeah. Warmth. Right?
Yes.
Or like, yeah.
Yes. And I got the auntie vibe from you too, and you were like, yeah, like I'm an auntie, and like I could feel it. I feel like you can tell when people are just like, involved with the kiddos. We love it. I'm an auntie as well.
Love it. Yeah.
We love the kiddos.
Yeah. I saw it. Okay. It's like random, but when I was on TikTok, I like found the anti just world of TikTok. Oh, and it was so funny. All the videos, I'm like, they're so the same. It's like a kid's running and starts getting yelled at, and then following them is the aunt or the uncle, and they're like, fuck, it was my fault. Like, I instigated, and now the kids are getting in trouble, And so I always send those to my sister. She's always like, did you teach them this? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm there for them.
No.
Yeah.
No, I would never. We would never do that. Yeah. Absolutely not. We would never get our kiddos in trouble. I've done that too. Yeah. All right. So now that we have gotten to the moment, the Dammit moment, I hope Christian prepared you. Okay, perfect. Who would like to go first?
I have a few, but I guess the first one that comes to my mind is we were doing warm-ups for a play. It was before the play I mentioned, there was another play I was in, also Josefina Lopez, and that one was in October. And we were doing warm-ups for the play, and one of the warm-ups I was just bawling, crying. And the reason is because the warm-up game they initiated, this guy was a clown. Apparently it's a well-known clown warm-up. I don't know, but it's called Where's My Cat?
Okay.
And so basically, I honestly don't remember the point of the game because I was crying because that day was when I lost my cat. These are his ashes. So they didn't let me play because I was crying. They still did the game, but I was crying. And some people were like, where's my parrot? Where's my turtle? And that was cool. But yeah, it was very, you just work on being vulnerable and raw. And then something like that happens and the crazy timing. Yeah. And then I was just crying.
What's the odds?
What are the odds? Where's My Cat is a game I've never heard of. And the one day I hear about it is when my cat died.
Oh, you poor baby. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you. This was his ashes.
I love that. Is it in the jewelry itself? I've never seen that before.
Me too. When you showed on the Zoom, I was like, ooh, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
He was my baby. I had him since he was a kitten. I miss him a lot. So
what was his name?
Gray.
He
was in fact gray.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
It would have been funnier if he wasn't gray.
Yeah.
If he would have been like an orange or white cat, I think that would have been like the move.
Yeah.
And gray is spelled like GREUA. It's like some like different spelling.
Yes, like a Gruyere cheese or something. You put like a little like apostrophe on it. Oh my God, that would have been so good. Oh, well, I'm so sorry about your fur baby.
Thank you.
They're like our kids.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. So me as well. I have a cat one. But it's my cat got really sick. He's like I'm stuttering. I used to stutter as a kid.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but
I hope Dammit Danii isn't like bringing that out in you.
No. It's probably a mixture of things, but it's not you. But yes, I had my little garbage kitten since he was a baby. He's almost 16. My next hope is that he makes it to 16, but he got really sick, and he's a cat that like has never really eaten like non-cat, like he's just never really needed to go to the vet. Yeah. So also when I went to the vet, they were like, oh, like when's the last time you came? And I just started bawling, and I was like, we're like immigrants, and so we don't go to the doctor. So like my pets don't go to the doctor. No. But thankfully she was so nice. She was like, no, I get it. Like I'm also El Salvador, and so then she was really kind to me because I was really scared of the judgment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so he got really sick, and I had to like syringe feed him, all this stuff. And then naturally I get like 6-7 auditions. Like some from my agent, some are from me that I like submitted weeks or months ago. And I was just like, wow, that's like the acting life, Like you book a vacation, life stuff happens, and then it gets super busy. And it was so hard to do that. But he's doing a little bit better. He has other issues, but the vet kind of framed it as like, it's bonus time and like enjoy it. Yeah. And so I am. And then my other one, I guess it's a little bit lighter, is on this. I play this bartender named Mia in a episodic. It's like a series. Yeah. But when I got the bartender role, I was like, I love that. That was one of my dreams. I thought it'd be really fun. And I'm always like, yeah, bartender's like a therapist that didn't have to go to school for it. And
literally.
Tipped,
Yes.
And so I was like, oh yeah, the preparation, it's all there. But I prepped everything like psychologically. And so when I got there and they were like, mix up a drink, I was like, uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, oops. And so they just had me pour shots.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because like the mixing, I was like, I know there are like rules to it. I didn't know any of it. So that was a big miss for me.
It's a whole art form.
It is.
It's a whole thing.
It is. And when people do it well, I'm like, I get why I'm tipping you. Because it looked so cool. Yeah.
And they just know like the right like ratios and portions and the shaking and like it is. It's a whole thing.
Exactly.
But you were prepared. You were ready to rock and roll. And listen, if you can pour a beer in a shot, that's all you need to do. That's all you need.
And wine, if you're a wine person.
Yes, exactly. Some wine. You've got all the things.
Yeah.
So, go get a Cosmo somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like they wouldn't know anyways on camera. Like you
That's
could just
true.
be like, bam, bam, shake it up. I don't know what I'm doing. It looks great.
True.
Like
That's true.
You could have faked it. Yeah.
You just cheat it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For
yeah,
sure.
just pull everything. It's olive juice and it's 7-Up and it's maraschino cherry juice and like all of it together. Honestly, I would drink it.
Yeah.
Then you'd have like one camera guy that goes, wrong, wrong.
Somebody's watching it like, well, that sounds disgusting.
Or they're just like, ew.
I bartended in college, wrong.
There's bound to be someone that's a bartender.
There's
on
always
set.
like, I feel like you can't like throw a stone without like hitting somebody that was like once a bartender. And they're like, that's not how you do that.
Yeah.
That's not how you mix it.
Sounds like the moral code is strong. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I tried to be a bartender once. When like martinis were like really popular on like Pinterest and
I
like
love
making.
martinis.
I do too.
Dirty martinis are my thing.
Really?
I do too. That's my drink.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dirty martini, yeah.
I love it. I don't know that I've ever had one.
Yeah. I think the dirty is just the olive juice.
It's just olive
Yeah,
juice.
yeah. So it's a little saltier. So if you like
Ooh.
salty, yeah.
I think
It's
that
really
might be
yummy.
the move because we did like a sweet one for Christmas and I tried to like shake them up and I have no experience. I had no idea what I was doing. And I put way too much alcohol in it. And I made like 2 drinks for my mom. I fucked her up. Like she had no idea like what day it was. And it was like Christmas Eve. And I was like, listen, I'm so sorry. Like I just tried to do this really cute thing and it just went south. Like my mom is just like laying on the couch. She's like, what's happening?
I love how it was your mom, not for yourself.
It wasn't. And maybe that's maybe where I went wrong. Like maybe I should have took with her, but I was like, I'm doing this for you.
It's a service.
It's a
an act of
service.
love.
And I messed up. That was my bad. That Christmas. Oops.
I did a friend's trip once to Joshua Tree.
Ooh, that'd be
And,
fun.
yeah, it was very fun. And we were at this place, at this bar. I ordered a dirty martini, and they gave it to me. And then they said, like, here's like an extra thing to like put in. And I thought it was so good. And I passed it. Like, does anyone want to try it? It's my favorite. And everyone was like, yeah, okay. But then when I drank the second one, I realized they'd actually split it. Like it was just olive juice and then the alcohol separately.
No.
So what I had loved and what I was passing around was the olive juice.
That's so funny. Stop.
then
Everyone's like,
Extra salty. They're like,
And then it was I don't remember if it was vodka or gin or one of those. But then I was like, once I tasted it, I was like, these are supposed to go together.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And everyone was like, that's why we thought you were crazy.
I like how they gave you the moment.
They did.
Because Sarah likes olive. That's fine. It is what it is.
They're like, we're gonna let her have this. This is
We're
her
gonna
moment to
support her.
shine. They're like, oh, this is so good.
It's delicious.
It is.
Oh, that's incredible. I think that's a great way to end. That's the perfect ending to the
Keep
podcast.
it dirty.
Yeah.
Keep it dirty.
Dirty. Keep it safe, bold, give no fucks, and keep it dirty.
Yeah.
It's
a
great.
lot. It's getting longer.
It is.
Longer.
It's just it's turning into a whole thing.
Yeah,
Like
it
we're
is.
about to like make like at the signs that you can get at like Home Goods or Kirkland's. Like we're like manufacturing 5 of those now. Be safe. Be bold. Live, laugh, love. Fuck it. Do it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh gosh, it's on film.
Oh no.
I was gonna be like, don't tell.
We'll see it and he'll be
Yikes.
like, that Hannah.
Oh yeah.
Come on, get it together,
It's a
girl.
nice guitar.
I know.
It's okay. It's there for the aesthetics. All right, ladies, please shout out where everybody can find you.
Please.
Instagram at Casara Clark. Facebook at Casara Clark. Casara Clark. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Easy. Good.
CASARACLARK.
Perfect.
You spelled it out. The first time I got asked this on the red
Yeah.
carpet, I was like, I like named it at Hannah OhGyung Kwon, and then I just looked at the camera and was like, it's phonetic. It was so awkward. And then
That's
the person,
hilarious.
yeah, I was with, he joked. He was really good. His name's RJ, and he was just like, yeah, that's good. And then he was so charming doing his, and I was like, how do you spell it out? How do you do it? But anyways, mine is at Hannah, HANNAH, OGKWON. And OG is my Korean name. But I grew up as a millennial, so everyone's like, you think you're an original gangster? And I'm like, no.
Oh, you should
I
just
think
roll
you should.
with that.
Yes, you should go with that. I think that you just say you're an OG.
I am. I was named it. You cannot say I didn't choose this.
Yeah.
This was greatness is thrust upon me.
Exactly. Like I can't help it. I know that I'm the OG.
Yeah.
My OG name is OG. That is something to own, like, for sure.
Was that your AOL screen name?
It was not. Yeah,
what was your
I mean,
AOL
back
screen
then,
name?
there was so much of like Koreanness down, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So it was hard. My AOL screen name, oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember. Oh, one of them was I Lava You Fa Show.
That's amazing.
Fa Show. But I was like obsessed. I don't know what, like lava? Like I Lava You Fa Show. And I did the whole lowercase I, capital L,
Oh, yes.
lowercase A.
Absolutely.
I'm still good at that typing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can bust it out like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be brought back, I think. I think it needs to be brought back, you know?
It was good.
It was a
fun.
good time. What about you?
Ronald's girl. Huge crush on Ronald Weasley.
Why did I think Ronald McDonald? I don't know why that's where my mind went. But I love that.
Wow, passion. I like that.
Yeah.
Wow, Ronald. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ron.
the dorky guy.
Yeah. In the books, I'm like, oh, Ron is so much more
Oh, yeah,
dimensional.
no, movie
Yeah.
Ron is different.
Movie Ron, they
Sorry,
kind of cut
sorry.
him, to be
Well,
less dimensional.
So as a fan, I could go on a huge rant about this, but there's, the third movie is in the third book, they actually took a line from Ron that was in the book and they gave it to Hermione in the movie. And it's for me, it's the line that made me like fall in love with him, which is like Ron is like his leg is all like messed up and he's standing on it, and there's like they think. I don't want to give spoilers to it, but the bad guy.
In case you haven't seen it in the 25 years it's been out.
Sirius
That's
Black,
on you.
who
Yeah.
is actually a good person, but whatever.
Yeah.
He's like coming at them, and Ron in the book stands on his broken leg, and he goes, "If you want to kill Harry, you're gonna have to kill us too." And then in the movie, they just gave that line to Hermione, and they had Ron just crying on his broken leg the whole time instead, and it was just like, get out of here.
Did you just get up out of the theater and walk out? You're like, I'm done.
I think that is the worst movie of them. Alfonso Cuarón, sorry, you ruined it. You ruined my experience of Harry Potter. That's hot take. Hot take.
I'm sure there's a
fair.
big group that agrees. Yeah.
There's probably a Reddit thread, that's dedicated to that line.
sure.
And if not, you need to start it.
For sure.
You need the pioneer.
I was on many of those. Yeah, there was like the Ron Hermione like.
I'm gonna look for you, Ronald's girlfriend.
Yes.
I know. We're gonna know
It's your
who she
Reddit
is. I'm like, that's her. That's her.
I was very involved with there's like these Ron Hermione sites where you could only talk about Ron and Hermione together, but then there were these other sites that were Harry Hermione shippers, and you could only talk about Harry and Hermione together on those. I would go onto those and like low key try to sabotage. Like it was. I was a teenager.
Okay, last millennial thing we need to talk about is the shipping, because that was a real thing. So I'm a huge Vampire Diaries fan. And it was either like Elena and Stefan or it was Elena and Damon. And you had to like pick sides. So it's very similar. Like I feel like there was a lot of things like in that like just that time period that was like, you shipped one or you shipped the other. Was there a show for you or a movie for you that was just like you were like ride or die?
For me, I mean, I was Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
But Lord of the Rings,
okay.
I mean, it might be like fanfic like gay people.
Yeah.
Like there's not many like couples. Yeah. That's it.
Harry Potter.
It was
That's
it was Harry Potter for me. I did all the lot of Ron Hermione fan fiction. There was a website that you can't find anymore that was called Checkmated.
I was gonna say, is it Quizilla?
There's so many.
I know.
There's so many. But Checkmated was one of the Ron
Ooh.
Hermione only allowed. Like you can't have any others. I was super into it when Ron and Hermione actually got together. I was like so overjoyed.
Yeah.
And then like years later, J.K. Rowling came out and said that she wishes she'd put Harry and Hermione together, and that's the worst thing she's done. Like no,
A couple more things.
Arguably, maybe not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But no, definitely not. But like, I don't know. I just there's a lot of she just sometimes you just gotta put a book out there and stop.
You just gotta shut your mouth.
Just let that belong to the people.
Yes.
Because like that I loved Ron and Hermione so much, and that was really just seeing that tweet. It was literally like Cinderella discovering that she's not Cinderella. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, you took fairy tales away from me. I just took it.
I don't know if this helps at all, but I agree with you. I do think that Ron and Hermione are like a good couple together. Like, I feel like it would have been weird if it would have been Harry and Hermione.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It wouldn't have made sense.
Them as best friends, it works so much more.
Yeah.
Better. Yeah. And it like brings nuance. It like makes the trio work. I don't know. It's lovely.
Yeah, and he's the dork and she's the nerd, and I don't know. I also felt a little like Hermione myself, and I felt like I wanted like a nerdy guy really badly. So
That's brave.
That is.
Okay, yeah.
It is brave.
Yeah.
It's bold.
Yeah.
Dare I say?
Dirty?
A
little dirty.
A little dirty. Yeah. I feel like Ron would have been cool with you, taking a shower with a lot of glitter after a Tinkerbell experience. And that's an inside joke.
Yeah.
That is.
And I think that's a great place to end. Ladies, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I had a great time with both of you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.